Woo! Hello, everybody. Welcome to another day of Daily Antidote of Song. Hi, everyone. We've got Anna, we've got Arlene, Deborah, Ann, Sandy, Sheila, Nicola, Annette, Susan, Candace from Maryland. Who do we have? Oh, Lisa, Kathy, Bullock. Hi, Rosalie. Hello. Connecting to audio, Nancy, Christiana, and Bob, Dennis, and Donnelly, Jackson, and somebody whose name I don't know, who's right next to them. Hello. Diana, Reinhardt, Nancy, and
Hey.
Caroline. Hi, Leah.
Hey.
I hear you now. Woo! Paula, Caroline, Rosalie, Trish, and Dan Walker from Vienna. Busy. Hi, Busy. Isabel, Aloysius, Kevin, Susan from Seattle, Clyde from North Carolina, Bonnie Schuster. We're going to still have to go to page 2, Mabel and Bob. I hope I haven't missed anybody. Wave it in the front page if I've missed you. Because y'all, hi, Jacqueline. Y'all came in like at once. So it was a little bit of a heartbeat overwhelm. Oh, now page 2, Kathleen, Mabel and Bob. I see you from Massachusetts, Jacqueline Elfner, Kathy Mayer, Bonnie. You're on page 1 and 2. What's happening? What's up, Storm? From up north near my area back in my days, Luda and Victoria, British Columbia, like Canada. Oh, hi. LMG, Doran Levasseur, Fran and Dale from Colorado. We are spreading all around the world. Julie Alexander, Tom from Victoria. Is that Australia? Could be anywhere. Canada, could be England. I don't know which Victoria it is, but hi there. Canada, I see your C. All right, Brad McLaughlin, Fred Stonitz, Becky Kane, Susan, Bob Lee, Sue from California, Leslie Shaw, Ruth, Adrian, Harriet is connecting to audio, Miriam, and Deli, and so many more. Page 2. I think I got everybody whose screens are up. LMG, I see you, LMG. Hi. What's going on? Good to be here with everybody. Thank you for being so patient with us. We had a little bit of we see you, but we can't hear you technical difficulties. And, technical difficulties with sound are serious issues. If you can't hear us and it's time to sing with us, it's not going to work. My name is Munit. For those of you that have not seen me, I've been MIA for some time from Daily Antidote of Song. Not doing anything fun, really, just doing things that for some reason happened at the noon hour. So I was separated from you and missing you all. So glad to be here hosting today 2 amazing women that are coming from, I think, amazing musical, cultural backgrounds that you're going to be so excited to hear, I'm sure. Today is another day of singing for racial justice. We have Cissa Paz who's going to start us off. She is a beautiful, talented Afro-Brazilian influence with music from Brazil. Caetano, Gilberto Gil in all kinds of styles, samba, afoxe, foro, maracatu. And then she came to DC and she decided to get down with the jazz and the go-go and the soul and the hip-hop. You take Brazil, you take some DC and you blend it and smush it, and you get this fantastic artist called Cissa Paz, who all of you should check out her website. You should check out all of her music. She's working on new albums, and now she's going to be performing a song that she co-wrote with a friend of hers from Bahia. I think his name was Juma, and it's a little bit about if you don't know about Afro-Brazilian spirituality, it's something that came from West Africa and the Nigeria, Benin area, and went all the way through the Atlantic. It's present in Cuba, present in Haiti, very present, and of course in Brazil and many other countries in
Here too.
Here too. Yes, here too. I'm not gonna lie. In my 4 years at Smith, my favorite classes were the Afro-Brazilian dance classes that I took every semester.
Nice.
And that was the last time I did any exercise. Since then, I have not exercised. So I'm gonna now leave the stage for Cissa Paz to tell us a little bit about her song, and we will see from Leah after that, and then we'll be back with Cissa to talk a little bit more. So the stage is yours, Cissa.
Thank you, Munita. I want to hire you to always introduce me. Can I do that? That was really cool. So should I start off just by singing or should I teach you guys first the chorus? Teach the chorus, right,
A
Joe?
little teach. A little
Okay.
teach.
So the chorus, and this is in Yoruba, so it's actually not difficult, the pronunciation for Yoruba. It goes, Ela virou oluo lona. Ela virou oluo lona. It's kind of long. Did you send them the lyrics, Joe? Okay. Ela virou oluo lona. Babalao. Babalao. Peleifa. O peleifa. Babalao. O peleifa. Babalao. O peleifa. I can't remember the lyrics without singing it. Ela virou babalorixá. O babalorixá. O babalorixá. O babalorixá. The words are really long, but it's not hard to say. O babalorixá. Got it? So the whole thing, just the chorus I'm going to play so you can see what it sounds like. Ela virou luolané, babalaô peleifa, o babalorixá, o babalorixá. Again. Ela virou luolaié, babalaô peleifa, o babalorixá. O babalorixá. How'd you do? Everybody did good? All right, I'm gonna play it now, so just follow along with the lyrics that you guys have over there. I can't see the lyrics, but you got them. Oxum, deusa danada, com olhos profundos, serei encantos oriundos, com razão e namoro Exu. Exu então roubava segredos de oráculo, que eram guardados em lugar sagrado, jogo de Kim, de Orumilá. Here we go. Ela virou luolaná, babalaô peleifa, o babalorixá, o babalorixá. Oxum, deusa danada, com olhos profundos, serei encantos oriundos, com razão e namoro Exu. Exu então roubava segredos de oráculo, que eram guardados em lugar sagrado, jogo de Kim, de Orumilá. Ela virou luolaná, babalaô peleifa, o babalorixá, o babalorixá. Thank you.
Because they have to be muted, I'll go, yay! On behalf of everybody. That was so beautiful. So beautiful. We're going to talk a lot about what that song is about and where the language is and what the context is. We're going to hear from Leah first, though, before we get into the discussion. Yeah. I know once we start discussing, we're not going to stop. So
you're talking about exactly what I wanted to know is what the significance of the lyrics were. I thought I heard Orisha in there, and that's something. Okay, sweet. Okay, I'm really looking forward to
it. Yeah. We'll talk about it.
We're going to talk about it. We're going to be about it. But now we're going to be thanking you, Cissa. Obrigado.
Right on. Yeah, obrigado.
And then we're going to say, welcome to Leah.
Hey,
I'm sure all of you know Leah. We've missed Leah. We've
hung out many times.
And she's here with us on a wonderful sunny today. Hey, sunny, nice. Where I am, babe.
Right
Talk a little bit about what she's going to be bringing to us.
So I'm actually, I'm going to sing an original as well. It's a song that I wrote within the last week. I was invited to an online temple service by Cantor Micah Hendler. Have you guys had Micah on here yet? Oh my goodness. Okay, so what a gift. What a musician. What a heart. But he was singing a song in which the refrain was basically, I don't have to look like you to love you. And as soon as he said those words, they just sparked my spirit's response, right? The echo in me that feels exactly the same way. And when I think about the path that we've traveled so far in accomplishing more racial justice, more civil rights across the board for human beings, right? I recognize that the justice part, the legal part, often trails behind the collective consciousness, right? Like we have to get our minds and our hearts to the point where we recognize that we are deserving of the same rights and respect as one another. And then eventually the laws catch up. So I feel like the big work, the real work, like we can march and demand until our faces turn green, but until we really touch somebody's heart, I think that was what the magic of the 40s, 50s, and 60s was, is that it really touched people's hearts to see people being mistreated on the streets and to see, people of various colors and backgrounds walking together. So this song is like the bare basic minimum of where I think we have to reach everybody in order to accomplish the larger vision. I could go on talking about this all day, but but this is, to me, this is where it's at. This is the gift that we get to give our children, to recognize this, and self-respect, and then respect for all others. I know you know what I'm talking about, Monique and Joe and everybody else on here. So I actually, you guys know me well enough to know I'm always messing around with my tech. So tell me if you're able to see this clearly. Here are the lyrics. I don't have to look like you. I just have to look deep. I don't have to see like you to see that you're just like me. Those lyrics come in clearly, physically, and right on. Here we go. I don't have to look. I'm gonna put it a little higher so you can hear me very clearly. I don't have to look like you, I just have to look deep. I don't have to see like you to see that you're just like me. I don't have to look like you, I just have to look deep. I don't have to see like you to see that you're just like me. One more time. I don't have to look like you, I just have to look deep. I don't have to see like you to see that you're just like me. You're just another someone in this world. It's just another planet, a sweet blue pearl, floating in the somewhere it's all unknown. Yes, this is the mystery we all call home. I don't have to look like you, I just have to look deep. I don't have to see like you to see that you're just like me. I don't have to look like you, I just have to look deep. I don't have to see like you to see that you're just like me. I'm just another traveler on this road, learning as I'm turning, shaking off the load, growing in the darkness, striving toward the light, just another lover of a fleeting life. I don't have to look like you, I just have to look deep. I don't have to see like you to see that you're just like me. I don't have to look like you, I just have to look deep. I don't have to see like you to see that you're just like. One more time. I don't have to look like you, I just have to look deep. I don't have to see like you to see that you're just like, see that you're just like, see that you're just like me. Thank you.
So happy to be here today with that beautiful lyricism and soulfulness, and just start the Church of Leah already, and let's show it. I think I'd be so much more active. And I see that, speaking of church, I see some people with some ash. So happy Ash Wednesday for all of you.
Right on.
Ash Wednesday. I know some of you were doing some celebrating yesterday too, with it being Mardi Gras and whatnot. So thank you, Leah. That was fantastic.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me always.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So now we're gonna get to the part where we get to talk a little bit to Cissa. So Cissa, there were questions. Tell us about this language that we were singing. Tell us about the story that we just sang, and tell us a little bit about what brought up this song and a little bit of the context of the history of where it all comes from, because I think it's all embroiled in it.
Sure, I'll try to say a lot in a little bit of time, because there's so much information there. But In Brazil, in short, is a country that had a huge number of enslaved people from Africa who were taken there, and so about half the population is either black or mixed. So we have this huge heritage, and we were able to keep some of it because here in the States, people were stripped from their culture horribly. But in Brazil, actually, not that it was any better, but for some reason, they were able to keep a lot more of their culture than they were here. So a lot of the Yoruba culture, which is from Nigeria, was kept, especially in Bahia, which is in the northeast of Brazil, and it's where a lot of these people were shipped to. They've kept this culture. They call it candomblé, santeria in Cuba. They call it voodoo in Haiti. They I guess they call it Yoruba, which is just the name of the tribe in Nigeria. But there's different ways that they call it, but it's all pretty much the same thing. There are the different orishas that represent different parts of nature, and this song is about how the cowrie game of divination, the cowrie shells. Usually I have some on me, but not today. They It's a game of divination, and so how the story of how it came about is that Oshun seduced Ishu, two different orishas, so that Ishu would steal the secrets from Obaloye. And so that's what he did. He stole the secret, the divination secret, so that the game of Búzios, the game of cowrie shells, could be created, and divination could happen. So that's pretty much what it talks about. Even in the chorus, it's talking about the different people who are involved, and so forth, the Oshun, people and deities. And then in the end, it talks about how I'm gonna tell you stories of the future, and that good times are coming and the bad times are going away, is what it says in the end.
Nice. So you have heard a lot of new possibly words that you've never heard of before, and a lot of new concepts. But definitely, like you mentioned, my husband is from Haiti, so definitely, that connection of Nigeria, Benin, and again across the whole ocean, where there were slaves dropped off in different points with different kinds of, again, some of them are now francophone, some of them are Spanish speakers, some of them are like English speakers, some of them are speaking in Brazil, some of them are doing it in Creole of all kinds. But this continuity is something that I think really is really powerful, because that spiritual continuity across the board is something that you really can see the way that we were literally connected, and that spiritual string has not been broken. And like you mentioned, in Brazil, it's very present, it's very much alive, I think, in a way that a lot of African spirituality has not survived here in the States. But still, in terms of the race relations in Brazil, it's complicated, I think. And I think we know a little bit, a very little about it. Can you speak a little bit about what that looks like in Brazil? Because I know
Sure.
where the biggest population of Black folks are in the
Yeah,
Western Hemisphere, and
pretty
still there's
much.
complications galore.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's huge, and I would say that Brazil is behind the United States in terms of civil rights, in terms of racial justice, in a big way. But there is a huge movement that has started maybe 10, 15 years ago. I mean, before that, but it started to really gain strength then, and even now it's a time where a lot of people are talking about it, a lot of people are fighting for it, because yeah, people were getting killed, and I mean, just like we see here, but way, 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 way more, and nobody would know about it. People are starting to stand up for themselves and say, no, this is not okay. You can't keep killing black people just because you want to, or because you think it's okay to do that, and it's not. And it keeps happening. I mean, every day. I don't know the statistics, but there's statistic numbers out there of how many black people are killed per day in Brazil, and even kids, street children. There have been horrible stories of policemen shooting them and putting them on a line and shooting them. Stuff like that just needs to stop, So it's huge. It is happening. I think artists and everyone in Brazil is standing up for it, and the movement is finally gaining strength. And you're seeing more actors also on TV, because even like 10 years ago, all black actors would be maids or servants of some sort or something like that. When you see them in the soap operas, those are the roles that they played. And there are amazing artists and actors who have, there's a lady who just passed away, who have, that's all that they were the only opportunity they were given was to play roles like that. They even had a soap opera about a slave woman, and they put a white woman to play her part, and because she was like the protagonist. So it's finally been very slowly changing, and things are getting done, but it's too slow, obviously. But so I think it's important to keep talking about it and bringing attention to it for sure.
No, absolutely, because I remember in terms of, again, the population of Brazil being so black in a lot of ways, and again, like you mentioned, it's like, either that they're black or very much mixed race and whatnot. And
Yeah,
in terms of the political power that was being held, the people that you see in the media, that, like the things that you mentioned,
doesn't
the
represent
the
right.
invisibility of black folks was something that I was always shocked me, particularly also because Brazil is such a powerhouse of cultural export of amazing musicians, where you see that African roots and culture that's in it all the time. But the
Yeah,
appreciation and really protection and upliftment of Black people in Brazil is something that really leaves a lot to be desired.
yeah,
But yes, this was an amazing song. And again, the spirituality of Brazil and the way that, again, here, even in the country, in this country, African Americans are looking to that spirituality from Africa and trying to connect to it, is something that I've noticed over the past decades as well. So she mentioned words like candomblé, that's the word in Brazil, Santeria, that's the word in Cuba, Vodun, Vodun, that's what they call it in Haiti. And Yoruba was the language that is coming out of Nigeria, and that is again the source of a lot of these orishas and the different kinds of, how different cultures have different kind of creation stories, and there's an entire world of fantastic orishas that were actually very much interwoven and married to the Catholic traditions in Haiti and in Brazil and in Cuba, so
yeah.
that somehow the saints and the orishas have been kind of, can you speak a little bit of how they've been a way
Yeah,
that
it's
might have
it's
been a way for it to or almost survive more, because
Yeah,
probably
because they were able to disguise the orishas into, because there's a lot of prejudice against that too. A lot of people are like, "Oh, you're into Santeria, that's black magic, da da da." So what they did was they disguised their orishas and related them to each of the saints. So I don't know which is which really, but there's a lot of different ones, and they relate them to each other so that they could still, pray for their orisha, but be pretending like they're praying for a saint. And a lot of people do that still, and it's even considered another beautiful thing, that is a marriage of two religions, where they believe in both of them and they practice both of them, and it's kind of like a mixture of things. There's also in Brazil what I would practice more. I haven't been, but I would practice more, probably if I was down there, because I know a lot of people who do, and I really appreciate it, is Umbanda, which is very similar, but there's no animal sacrifice. And so I'm more drawn to that, but it has all the orishas and all the same principles and so forth. So I love all of it. I think it's really beautiful, and it's an expression of how we are so connected to nature, and we should be taking better care of nature and of ourselves, because we are all connected and we're all one thing, instead of
absolutely.
feeling so separate and so
And one of the things
segregated.
that I also absolutely, and one of the things that I definitely appreciate is the connection to nature, like you mentioned. It is really elemental. It's about the oceans and the rivers and the forests. It's very much like about metal and earth and mud and wood. Like it's very much elementally connected. And also, like I mentioned, Afro-Brazilian dance, Afro-Cuban dance, West African dance, the way that spirituality is also very musical and also related to dance and movement.
Hmm.
I don't know if if some of you have ever seen these kinds of dance expressions, spiritual dance expressions, but each orisha has got their own movement, has got their own way of being, and the way that
Their colors and
strong
their
ones, colors.
dress
There's
and the
lots of
the
things.
weapons and different things that
Well,
they, yeah,
exactly. So there's a lot for you to look up after you leave
yeah.
today, because I'm sure a lot of this might be new to some of you. Leah, I see you have a very thoughtful face. Did you have any questions? Because I also want to hear from you, because both of you have been here with us. So I want to open it up to you too, Leah, in terms of any reflections that you have, because I feel like you've got the thinking face going right now.
You're on mute, Leah.
Can you hear us?
You're muted. There
There you
you
Yeah.
are.
go. There
Ah.
you go.
Hey.
Did you have any questions, Leah?
No, I think I'm clear.
All right, but great. So I mean, from everybody else, I don't know if there's any questions or any thoughts that anybody wanted to share within the chat um, side of things. The verses are Portuguese, so there was some Portuguese and there was some Yoruba, right? That's the way that we've understood it.
Yeah, that's correct.
Correct. So it's a little bit of a combination of both. And then you've also been working with some Cape Verdean music as well, a little bit.
Yeah, I haven't lately, but I really, really love Cape Verdean music, and I have studied it a lot in the past, and I put it into a lot of my compositions, some of the rhythms and the ideas and so forth. I'm really in love with the Cape Verdean music. It's cool because it's very similar to the kind of mixture and history that we have in Brazil. So it's really interesting to see the parallels and the intersects and the things that are similar and the things that are different. It's very easy to assimilate the cultures, and I think it goes both ways, Brazilians and Cape Verdeans, that we really appreciate each other's culture and each other
Yeah.
in general.
Very, very
Yeah.
cool. So this has been our day of being kind of steeped in the beautiful language of Portuguese, Yoruba, Brazilian vibes, and guitar playing. That was amazing guitar playing. Thank you so much, Leah. Your songwriting powerhouseness is just something of the next level of the next level. You know, I want to be like you when I've grown up. I've already stated that multiple times. If ever that time arrives that I grow up, that will be like, like Leah. Be like, don't grow up. Okay, don't grow up. Do
Don't do
not
it.
grow up. Okay, great.
No.
So we want to thank you for that fantastic song. We want to leave here feeling like music again because it's been wonderful to hear the context. Now that we've heard the context, I'd like to call upon Cissa one more time to now sing the song to us. So tell us what the verse itself that we're singing means. What does that little verse that we're
The
singing?
chorus that we're
The
singing,
chorus, I mean, yes.
it's saying she turned into a Oluo, which is a person that does this divination. And then I talk about Baba Lorisha, also a person who does this divination game. O Baba Lorisha, I think. Yeah, and then it talks about it's just naming. It's the names of the different things that within the divination game of Búzios, and Ifá is of course another name for the candomblé.
Beautiful. So now you know what you're singing. Ladies and gentlemen, let's try it one more time with Cissa Paz.
Should I
Don't
just do
forget to
the
check out.
chorus?
Yes, that would
Okay.
be lovely.
Ela virou. Let me get it right first. Ela virou lualaie, babalaô, peleifa, o babalorixá, o babalorixá. Ela virou lualaie, babalaô, peleifa, o babalorixá, o babalorixá. Histórias futuras vou lhe contar, momentos difíceis já vão passar. And it ends with everything's gonna be all right.
Everything is going to be all right. That is so beautiful. Thank you for all of you that have been engaging with chat. We have a request. Could you please put Leah's song in tomorrow's email since it's in the chat? Storm has said we have some more messages about how there were really interesting things being aired on PBS, the Black Church. This is our story. This is our song presented by Dr. Henry Louis Gates Jr. that happened. Also about Carnaval and Haitian Caribbean music and blend of traditions. A lot of interesting things have been happening, I guess, around that, which is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to hear. Again, about Haitian rhythm music documentary. This has been definitely the way that music has come across the oceans and the way that rhythms and spirituality all link and connect us. I think the connectivity is a very important part that is also in Leah's music. Right now, we heard it. I don't know if I want to ask her again. Can I ask her, Joe? Can I ask Leah to sing us again too? Because it all seems to tie in, and I just really loved it. I just really loved the song so much. So if it's okay with everybody, I see everybody smiling and nodding, and if it's okay with Leah.
Yeah, I really appreciate exactly the fact that we're talking about the diaspora, the fact that people, you said it got dropped off at various ports, but that line of spirituality, the sense of connection to the earth, the connection to one another, and that I love that the last thing that you sang, Cissa, was it's going to be all right. That ability, regardless of what the present moment is giving us, which isn't always what we want, but to be able to recognize that we will make it through this, that we will reach a better time, that is going to be okay, that has sustained us as the African diaspora, but us as human beings as well. If we didn't believe there was going to be a better time coming, we wouldn't continue to strive forward, and yet we do. So, yeah, I will sing that chorus again
Thank you.
with
And
everyone,
again,
and I'll put it in the chat.
yeah, please do. I was writing some of these things. This mystery we call home was one of the lines that I just was like, man, that's it, right? It is a
Yeah.
mystery, and it is our home. So
And all of our home, nobody's
all of
left
our
out
home.
of that. That's
Absolutely.
yeah.
I'm so glad I was here today. Who's glad they were here today? Let's see some hands shine in the air for being glad to be here.
Man, I'm always glad to be anywhere. I'm just glad to be here, man. Just on the earth. I don't have to look like you, I just have to look deep. I don't have to see like you to see that you're just like me. I don't have to look like you, I just have to look deep. I don't have to see like you to see that you're just like me. And I'll do that one verse that Monique was talking about. You're just another someone in this world. It's just another planet, our sweet blue pearl, floating in the somewhere it's all unknown, in this great mystery we all call home. I don't have to look like you, I just have to look deep. I don't have to see like you to see that you're just like me.
Thank you to Cissa. Thank you to Leah. Look up Cissa's work. You know what to do. Look up Leah's work. You know what to do. Support our beautiful guitar playing, songwriting, just fantastic voices that are so beautiful, guitar playing that is so smooth, stories that are so powerful. It's been a pleasure to be your host today, but I'm going to give it away to Joe, who's going to be walking us out of this house. Thank you again for being here every day at noon to come together as community from Canada and America and beyond. That is fantastic. So Joe, back to you.
Thank you, Munit, for fabulous hosting. You always bring such a big into the room, and I absolutely love it. And I'm noticing that one of our other regular hosts, Kathy Bullock, is in the room with us today, shouting out Kathy Bullock, and also noting she's coming in not from her piano. That's probably like an intentional move so that I can't like now put her on the spot. Look at her, she's nodding. I got it right. Ah, good choice, Kathy Bullock. I love it. Now, don't you wish you could hear her laughing, though? That's great. Mwah. Okay, so I want to thank Leah Morris and Cissa Paz so much for bringing the most incredible music, and all the ways in which that whole discussion and those songs tied together was just absolutely perfect as another day of our Singing for Racial Justice Weeks. I want to thank all the folks on Facebook Live for joining us, and a couple quick notes. I want to call out Kat and Mary, who are both out on Facebook, and also Lawrence Herzog Perry, who is sending a hello to Cissa from out in Rockville. And who is joining us today out there for the first time. Thank you, Lawrence, for being here. To anybody who's out there on Facebook, you can always join us in this room in here if you want for either after discussion or just in general to sing with us. Go to rebelsdc.org and click on the Daily Antidote and you can find us in here. Thank you so much for being with us today. I'm going to say goodbye to you if I can get my cursor to work.
Yeah, we have a few, I think we have some people sharing with, we have the community family thing coming up. We have to announce a few announcements, or what do we do with the, I see some things being shared.